how do you balance, making sure you look after your wife, look after your kids, give them all individual attention, and your service for God, and then your own spiritual life?
Yeah, look, I think we all live very busy lives these days. Everyone's super busy with career and family and children and that. And so I think what's really important is that we make the moments that we have count. Yeah. So it's not necessarily about quantity, it's more about quality. I can't spend the whole evening with just one of my children. I have to distribute amongst each of them and my wife and the service. And so what would need to happen is that the moments that I am with them, they really count. If I'm putting them to bed, I can quickly run into bed, get in the bed, cover yourself up, go to sleep, need to sleep, and walk out of the room. That's one approach. Or I could maybe jump in next to them, tell them a short story, read the Bible with them, give them a hug, a kiss, tuck them in, good night. That moment is really beautiful, So you make those moments count. Maybe not much of it in terms of time, but the moments you do have with them, you make them count. And I think that's key.
Don't count the moments, make the moments count.
That's it.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Wow, Simon, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I just heard what he said. I just word played it.
All right. Okay. Well, on marriage as well, I had this question a bit later on, but I think I'll bring it up now. So, what are if I can have three parts of a marriage? I think there's intimacy, there's the emotional connection, and there's the spiritual connection. So, where would you rate those three? And sometimes being a busy parent, maybe intimacy sometimes might take a back seat when you're so busy, or the emotional connection might take a back seat, or the spiritual life. How do you prioritize, making sure that your marriage is happy and healthy?
Look, I think all those three are critical for a happy marriage: spiritual connection, emotional connection, and physical intimacy. The unfortunate reality is that many people deprioritize all three. Life gets busy, life gets stressful. And when life gets busy and stressful, often what gets hit the hardest is the relationship. The intimacy may slow down, the emotional connection, you're switched off. Spiritually, you're not investing time into it, you're burdened. But the reality is that these three are what's needed to navigate our busy, stressful lives. So it's interesting that we let the busy, stressful life affect those three, but actually those three are what strengthens us to navigate the busy, stressful life. If I'm going through a lot of problems and stresses in my life and we're busy, but I have a strong emotional connection with my partner, then that's a source of strength. And spiritually, we are strengthening each other. That's a source of strength. Intimacy is bringing us together in a very real way. That's a source of strength. So what I would say is, rather than taking out our problems and our stresses on our partner and pushing them away, cleave to them for more strength. And so I think we just need to be a bit more intentional in our marriages, that we are investing in those areas. We're taking the time out to really connect. We are spending spiritual time together. And we get into a very regular routine of intimacy, because that helps also strengthen the marriage, express the love in a very real, tangible way.
So would you say all three are on par, or you would say if you focus on something that will lead to the rest?
I don't think you can prioritize them. I think they all have to be there
concurrently
as a package.
Yeah.
You can't say, okay, we'll be spiritually connected, but we're going to stop intimacy. You can't say, let's just do intimacy but stuff spiritual. It's all the three of them are essential ingredient for a strong, happy marriage.